Hello everybody, this is Dr. Ariella coming to you on this video monitor to talk about Chapter 12 on altruism and helping and Chapter 13 on peacemaking and conflict. So in Chapter 12, as usual, I just find this stuff so fascinating. Hope you do too. But in Chapter 12, Myers discusses social exchange theory, and this is a theory that's used in describing human behavior for more areas than only helping people or altruism. So it's a valuable theory that helps explain human behavior in other realms as well. So I encourage you to review that theory and see what other applications you think might be for it. I thought it was kind of funny because as I was reviewing this, I wrote a question to myself while reading the bottom of page 429 about whether or not people are completely, with absolutely no other influence whatsoever, if they can be completely altruistic. And I've had discussions with people about this, and some people don't think there is a way, while others think there is. And then lo and behold, on the next page he discusses that very thing. So some researchers think you can tease out some truly altruistic aspects of human behavior, while others do not. And Myers discusses those different research components. Of course, these are just a few. There are others, but and then on page 434, he talks about social norms, and social norms influence, sort of control, or help regulate, but definitely influence our behaviors in all realms of society, not just in helping. So social norms are important to note. And then on page 435, I thought his comment about affirmative action was very interesting. I've also had discussions with people about whether or not affirmative action should be continued, whether or not the negative effects outweigh the positive. And he, discusses some of the negative effects of affirmative action that it can have on people. I mean, basically, folks are said, well, we don't think you have what it takes, or, however somebody might interpret that to, you need a leg up no matter who you are. On gender roles and norms and helping, no surprise there. Of course, Myers has discussed throughout his text about hindsight bias and how, the research that we discover, oh, well, of course, that, that makes sense. But no surprise about how most women and men tend to help more women, and especially for men if they are attractive. Interesting data about the Titanic and how many were saved. And then on bottom page 439, his comparison of the altruism theory is a very helpful table. And he notes too, on comparing and evaluating theories of helping, that while they appeal to logic, as most theories do, that's why they end up being theories. After repeated testing, people say, yeah, it makes sense for a lot of things. But they are still speculative, and they are post hoc or after the fact theories. So those are, these are, when you're critiquing any theory, it's we need to be able to understand a theory and also where it falls short. So, he mentions those, and would be valuable for you to note that. On the discussion on empathy, it's very important. We mention empathy a lot in just general human conversation, but he provides a definition, and this concept is also discussed in the chapter on peacemaking and conflict. So important concept to know, especially for those of us who are very interested in psychology and interaction with other people, the importance of understanding what empathy is and how it differentiates from sympathy. On page 442, he once again mentions Cialdini. We saw a video of him talking about influence and persuasion, and so this researcher is interested in a variety of fields. Some researchers focus on one field, and that's what they do for their entire research careers, while others focus on different things throughout their careers. So he seems to you know, be interested in different aspects of social psychology. And then Myers discusses some of the research about when we help, what influences that, and the number of bystanders seems to be a major one to get us to assume responsibility for somebody or something. Interpreting, there's a story that I wanted to tell you about this that relates to an experience I had in 4th grade, but I think I'm going to run out of time, so I'm going to skip that for now. But just this discussion on page 447 about interpreting reminded me of an experiment that we were sort of exposed to. And then I thought his mention of some research on page 448 about about the internet and real-life dilemmas that we face, and this young man who took an overdose of drugs and died, and it was visible in the internet chat room. Wow. That just boggles my mind. I have a hard time understanding how someone could do that. But anyway, under assuming responsibility, Myers discusses some aspects of why it is or when it is that we would assume responsibility, but he makes some important points that I want to emphasize. He says we often do not know why we do what we do. And a survey of uninvolved bystanders following a real emergency would have left the bystander effect hidden. So he's talking about two things there that I want to emphasize. One is we can learn a lot about human behavior by research, and of course that will continue. Researchers will continue to investigate human behavior. But it's still pretty darn difficult to know every single aspect about human behavior and what influences us to do what we do or not do what we do. And then he's also talking about survey methodology, and in this situation, survey methodology would not be the best. Let's see, what others? Similarity, so again, he talks about like breeds helping like, and we just tend to want to be supportive to those who are kind of like us. I thought that experiment on page 454 about merging faces was interesting. And then he has a discussion about how we can increase helping, and some important things for us to note as, you know, many of us are interested in the field of psychology, and how we can help increase this in our society, with those around us, with those who we are working with, especially, you know, folks. So I know there are some folks in the class who are very interested in working with youth, adolescents, and they need role models for this kind of thing. So by having an understanding of how we can increase altruism, then you can have a positive effect on young people in increasing their altruism as well. Okay, thanks for your time and attention. We'll have to skip the story for now. See you later.